Okay folks, it's Saturday the 28th of May. Just in the car park here down at HALAMS. Just about coming up 7 o'clock. I've arranged to meet Carl, who had some success last time out 2 weeks ago. 19 3/4 pounds, something like that. I'll probably put a link up in one of the corners. You know the crack. Didn't fish last weekend, I just didn't feel it, so set at home, tied some rigs, messed about, yeah, basically did what probably normal people do a weekend. Garden centre, see mother-in-law, all that sort of rubbish. So back on it, down for the day, probably till 4:30, 5 o'clock, and he's open folks as always. I'll update as and when. Okay folks, fishing peg 1, Carl's on peg 2. I don't think I've actually fished peg 1 before. I've got left hand rod, far margin, middle rod over there, right hand rod down in the margin just down here. So all on wafters, 10 or so baits around each one. So I'll update as and when folks. He's open, as always. Carl's fluking another one here. Has it come out? Awesome. And then we went for the Scooposaurus. God. Didn't like that, did it? I just tried to scoop it, never knocked it off of the hook. Hopefully I'll knock it off next time.
Oh dear. Give me a little bit of line there.
It's putting her heart fight up. Oh, it's not in. Just weighed it, 20 3/4 including the sling. So probably don't know. I'll wait while we'll weigh your sling in a minute, won't you? I'm giving it now. No, I'm not going anywhere now. We're just saying bite time's coming up. Oh, I reckon it's between 10 and about 11:30. That seems to be the case at the moment anyway. What was it, you right hand rod, far margin?
Yeah.
Oh, it's that one which landed in between the pads, wasn't it? With that clear spot between the pads.
Oh, you said, well, it's not too bad, it's just about...
I said, didn't I, was that clear spot there, there's no pads.
Yeah.
What are you doing to it?
Because it doesn't seem to.
Oh.
Is
it going there? Yeah. There she goes. Okay folks, quick update. I lost one about 10 minutes ago. Left hand rod. Cole's in on his left hand rod. As always, they go straight into those pads, so you just have to steady pressure and hopefully pull them through. So hopefully we'll see another fish on bank, folks. Till in a bit.
Definitely want some lilies. I think it's a little mirror, isn't it?
It's mirror, isn't it? Yeah.
Ooh. That's a bit of a fight.
Do you want to get down here?
Ooh, that's nice. I don't want it to get wet.
Not going to go in too early with that. Should be fine.
Still got some fight left. I think just that's because it just
sat there, didn't it? Yeah, I've lost one, like I said. Cole's had two now. Good drill, so we'll quickly weigh it, get it back. So just weighed it. I think it's 13 3/4 with the sling, and the sling's per hand, so we'll round it down to 8. Maths was never my strong point, so I think it's about 12.5, maybe just over 12.5. So different rod. So he's had one on the right hand far margin, and then this one on left hand.
Yeah, 100-pound power up. That's just swimming away. Loving that.
Okay folks, quick update, it's coming up 4:30, something like that. Cole had one about 11 o'clock, 19 3/4, something like that. I lost one about 1 o'clock, open water, just uppulled. And then about an hour later, Cole had that 12.5, 12 3/4, something like that. So at least there's been a bit of action. Shame it onto my rods. Well, shame I didn't get one in, but it is what it is. Might try and get out. It's the bank holiday jubilee weekend next weekend. Failing that, we've got a 48-hour session down here. Well, I think it's down here. Back into June, which is probably 3-4 weeks away. So, as always, folks, have a good one.